Okay.
Oh yeah, we're recording.
That's fantastical. Thanks, Em. Okay, now how do I get rid of this? I'm so technologically in advance. This is fantastic. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. So, Julie, I don't recognize you. I don't know if we're related or not. So I'm just going to go with we're not related.
No.
But there's so many cousins.
No, Julie's one of my friends.
Perfect. Okay, good. That makes me feel so much better right now. All right.
Julie, we got a lot
Julie,
of cousins.
we do. And it is what it is. Anyway, I'm so excited for you guys all to be here. So thank you very much for taking some time. My name is Jamie. I am Rachel's cousin. I am the one who has helped her get started in her journey. And I just wanted to invite a few friends on to have them share some stories about Plexus and how it has changed their lives for different reasons. So a little bit about me. I started Plexus last year, August, because my son had just turned 1 and I was still extremely overweight. I was exhausted. I was sleeping all the time, napping him early so I could nap, visiting the chiropractor on a regular basis, unable to kick my Diet Pepsi and peanut M&M habits. And I'd had enough. I just couldn't continue going on the way that I was going because I didn't feel human anymore. And so my girlfriend Shelby had reached out to me earlier in the year and said, hey, I've got something I think that can help. And I said, absolutely not. It's a pyramid scheme and it's snake oil. You're wasting your money. Why on earth would you spend it? And we were both stay-at-home moms at that time. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Okay. Did I just go away for a second?
No, my mom doesn't know how Zoom works, so she's trying to call the Facebook. Hold on, let me get her in here.
Oh, I see. Diana, you don't have to join that call. Okay. Anyway, Julie, I'll keep talking while Rachel gets her mom figured out. Anyway, I had just come to a point where enough was enough. And I finally said, okay, tell me about it one more time, even though I didn't believe that it was going to be something that I wanted to do. So, she told me about it again, and I went ahead and took the plunge against my husband's desires because he said, no, you can do it on your own. You can lose weight on your own. And I knew in my heart that I couldn't. I had no control over my own emotions. I had no control over my own willpower. I was taking medicine for postpartum depression, and I was eating everything in sight. Should have had stock in Diet Pepsi and peanut M&Ms, not even joking. So I started on the Triplex. I started on the Variety Welcome Pack, but Triplex is our main part of program, which is it gets to the root cause of gut health, essentially. And when you get your gut health in balance, it balances your blood sugars, it helps with inflammation, it just helps with overall gut health. And what it does is it addresses all the symptoms that I just mentioned I was struggling with. And so our Triplex consists of Slim, which is our pink drink, and then it has BioCleanse, which is our magnesium supplement, and then it has ProBio5, which is our antifungal probiotic. And every single person who's going to share today is on Triplex because that's the core of our product. When I started on day 1 was the first day I didn't have to take a nap in 2 years. So I had my brain about me and my mind about me, and I had energy. And when I put Weston down for bed at night, that night, I was able to stay up and have a conversation with my husband for the first time since Weston was born, realistically. I was just able to function again. I felt human again. I also did not drink a Diet Pepsi that day, and I didn't crave M&Ms that day. And I was drinking 5 to 6 Diet Pepsis a day. So to not be able to drink a Diet Pepsi that day, it was huge. I was still nursing my son at the time, so I needed to make sure that I was able to take something that was safe, and it's totally safe because it's plants. It's all plant-based. Let's see. I also did, for weight loss, I did MetaBurn, which boosts your metabolism and helps increase energy and addresses the spare tire around the belly area. And then I did Balance, which blocks carbs and sugars and helps also maintain your balance throughout the night. And then as I continued in my journey, I also added in lean, which I actually just made a lean shake for Weston and for myself, and which is our meal replacement. And I've added in quite a few other supplements. I'm currently down 40 pounds. I have been on the products now for, 13 months, a little more than 13 months. I've been very consistent. There have been some days that I've missed, but for the most part, I've been very, very consistent. I have not yo-yoed at all. I don't crave what I used to crave, and I still don't work out, and I still eat pizza pretty regularly. But the difference is the Slim has helped me not feel as hungry. So I am down to around 1,000, maybe 1,200 calories in a day, and I'm not depriving myself. I just don't feel the need to go and snack that handful of M&Ms. So that's my story, and there's a lot more to it, but I want to keep it short so that people can tell their stories. So I'm going to pass it off to Diana, who is going to talk to us about her awesome journey and her amazing skincare results. So take it away, Diana.
Oh, thank you, Jane. Hello, I am Diana, and my story started about 8 months ago. I have struggled my whole life with constipation and bloating and just miserable stuff. It was horrible. I would have to take laxatives just in order to go to the bathroom because I could go for a week or longer without going, which was totally miserable because you feel, your clothes don't fit you right. You just feel yucky. Anyway, I was so thankful that Shelby reached out to me about doing Plexus, trying the supplements. And of course, I love it. And probably in about the first 30 days that I was on it and consistent with everything, I started noticing huge changes just in the way my clothes fit, in the way I felt. I'm sleeping better. It is just so, I'm just so thankful, honestly, to be able to go to the bathroom like a normal person and not be uncomfortable all the time. And so after I'm starting this, and like I said, I've been on it about 8 months now, and I started drinking the Active, which I love. I have it every day. And I actually switched from coffee to the Active because I felt like I got more energy and more clear-minded and thinking with that than I did my coffee. Now, the reason I still have 1 cup of coffee every day, and that is so I can get my collagen in. And I have it sitting by my coffee pot every morning. First thing I do is 2 scoops right in my coffee. I drink that, and then I'm on to my Active because I have to have my Active. And the collagen has just made so much difference in my life. Not just my skin and my hair, my nails are stronger, but my joints don't hurt. I used to have pain in my fingers, and I don't have that any longer. And that is a huge thing for me also. And then I also use the JoyOwn day and night serums, and they're super easy, super quick, just wash your face and go. And I love fast because at nighttime you're tired, you just want to go to bed. So it's something that I can do quick. I have just noticed just in my own confidence in myself since I've been on Triplex and the collagen. It's just really making huge changes in my life. And yes, I recommend it to everybody. I'm not for sure who's next. Is it Emily?
Okay, I think it's me.
I'm gonna let Emily have it.
Hi, everyone. Diana, thank you for sharing your story. It makes my heart, I sounded very country, it makes my heart so happy and full of joy hearing these stories. And you've all heard too. So like with Jamie, you've heard that it's helped her get rid of that Diet Pepsi addiction, which holy moly, if you have not looked into the ingredients, and not to make people feel uncomfortable, but the harm that comes to your body from consuming diet sodas, it's insanity. It is insanity. And so just that alone is like, okay, my work here is done, because Jamie was able to get off of her Diet Pepsi addiction. But also hearing Diana say that she's got more confidence now, and with Jamie losing weight and Diana and her skin and not having to feel that nasty heavy bloat because she can't use the restroom. And Diana said something about going to the bathroom like a normal person. Well, let me just say that I've been doing this for almost 4 years, and there are a ton of people out there who do not use the bathroom at least one time a day. And that is not really great for your body. If you think about it, when you're consuming food and it's not eliminating, what is it doing? You have that in your system, just sitting in your system, letting out toxins. And that is a big part of why people feel like junk. So my name is Emily. Very quickly, I'm going to share, I was very against anything like this, like swore to my grave I would never, ever, ever, not just consume Plexus products, but more than anything, I would never share about them. I would never become that girl, because I saw so many people do it, and it was so obnoxious. Going onto social media and seeing people doing before and afters and having all these people sending me messages, it was obnoxious. And I think when I look back to that, I think a lot of it was a heart issue, because seeing people's before and afters was really intimidating for me, because my before and afters looked the same and I did not feel good about myself. I was seeing people make changes and where they were feeling better about themselves and where they were seeing changes in their health that was growing them towards their goal that they wanted to be. I was just munching on chocolate chips and drinking coffee all day long, crying in my closet. And so I finally, after 3.5 years of seeing so many people sharing about the products, one, that they were not like a weight loss fad diet like I originally thought. Two, that they were taking the products to their doctors, their PAs, their pharmacists, their nurses, and their people who are brilliant medical professionals who are obsessed with ingredients and health and plant-based items and getting to the root of the issue. All of these people were looking into the ingredients saying, these are actually really good. One of my favorite stories very quickly is a few weeks ago, I was in Minnesota, and one of the girls that was there with us was telling us that her mother-in-law is a type 1 diabetic. And this lady took her Triplex, which Jamie was mentioning, and she may have had a few other Plexus products with her. And she took it to the doctor and said, I just want to make sure that this is okay for me to take. And the doctor said, my wife and I have been taking them for a long time. They are amazing. If I could sell them, I would, because they're incredible. Yes, keep taking this, add in the Mega X, and like named off all these other things that she needed to take. And that was a doctor. And I just love that. Like, you hear that all the time. So long story short, after 3.5 years, I decided, okay, it's time for me to stop feeling like a flubbabub, and I'm going to start feeling better about myself. But I also am not only interested in losing weight, but I'm really interested in changing things for my family financially, because we were so tight financially. It was so stressful. My husband and I have a very solid, very strong marriage, but the one source of stress would come from our monthly budget meetings. Just because I, as a wife, as a mom, I'm sitting there cutting every single corner. I swear to you, the only time I spent money was on groceries or birthday presents that I would find from a yard sale or from a thrift store, or going to Hobby Lobby when it's 50% off of, like paint or wood items. And I would go and buy stuff so I could make and paint birthday gifts, because we were so tight financially. And so I had seen so many of my friends that I had loved and trusted and had known for like 20 plus years, who were not only seeing changes in their health, but they were also totally and completely changing things for their families financially. And so I knew that I was sitting on a gold mine. I knew that the products were incredible. And I knew that the compensation plan was something that if I didn't jump on that I would really quickly regret my decision to not start sharing. And so I did. In January of 2017, I was super scared. I wanted to vomit. That was something I, like I said, swore I would never do, but I felt this very strong prompting, like, what if? What if you started to share? What if you stepped outside of your comfort zone? What if you started bringing in an extra $500 a month? What if you started bringing in an extra $10,000 a month? What would that look like for your family? What would that look like for your relationship with your spouse? What would that look like for people in your external circle that might be in need, like we were at the time? What would this look like for our dreams? What would, and I'm being like 1000% serious here. This is not scripted. This is straight from my soul. All of those things were going through my heart. My husband was in a job that he did not love. And that also brought home some stress. So what if I did something that could allow my husband a little bit of freedom to chase after the things that he desperately wanted to do, but was kind of confined to doing this job he didn't love? And so I started to share, and people came out of the woodwork. People that I hadn't talked to since high school would come to me after I would share stories about friends of mine who had gotten off of their anxiety and depression medication. When I would share stories about how I was able to lose 20 pounds in a year, like Jamie was talking about. When I would share stories about all the things that I was seeing, people started to come, and people started to say, I need to try these. And then people started to try them. People got consistent. People, like Jamie was saying, didn't stop. She continued to be consistent, and they started to see changes. And so what happens when you've been an insomniac for 30 years and you sleep 3 hours a night, and now you've started implementing these plant-based supplements, and holy cow, now you're sleeping 8 hours a night, 10 hours a night without medication, without having to go to a sleep doctor. You scream that from the rooftop, right? Like, that is a life change. If you haven't pooped in ages, and now you are going to the bathroom without having to have heatfuls of Miralax, which is not good for your body, you tell people about that. That is what friends do, right? Like, that's a very natural thing. I'm so over my 3 to 4 minutes. I'm so sorry, Jamie. But that is what you do as a friend, right? And so that's what we did. And so within a couple of months, my paycheck was doubling the part-time job paycheck that I was doing. So I was able to quit that part-time job. And then within about a year and a half of sharing, we reached jewel level, which is the third highest level within the company. And that jewel level, as an Emerald Ambassador, you start earning about $10,000 a month. What? You also have a Lexus stipend where you get a free Lexus vehicle, which mine is in the garage right now. And you also get a trip for 2 to Hawaii every single year for a full week, all the prizes, all the bells and whistles, all the things. But not only all those financial things, that means that you've got a team that is really seeing beautiful health changes, and they are sharing that. And so that was within the first year and a half. And then a year and a half later, we hit the very top of the company, which is a Diamond Ambassador. Jamie, you're my bestie. We hit the Diamond level back in the summer, and the Diamond Ambassador also gets all those bells and whistles with the free Lexus, with the trip for 2 to Hawaii. This next year, we're going to Mexico. But then the average income for a Diamond Ambassador is $34,000 a month, which, let me just tell you, I was making $500 a month doing a job I did not love, that was taking me away from my family, that had a boss that was telling me how much I could and how much I couldn't make, how many days off I could take. And now I get to do this from home with my children here, allowing my husband to have freedom to go and do the things that he loves to do, and being able to bless other people. So I'm so sorry that I totally monopolized this time, but I warned you, Jamie. I told you that would happen, so you were warned. But this is something that I am so passionate about, because especially at this day and age, in 2020, you are hearing so many people desperate for what we have. Y'all, I did an Instacart the other day, and there was a sweet lady that rolled up in her Land Rover, like her Range Rover, delivering groceries for Instacart. People are desperate right now. And I just want to scream from the rooftops. If you love people, if you have a reason that would drive you to do a business that can change lives, and you are committed and you are not looking for a quick fix, then you have a place here. Like, this is where people who have found success find success because of all of those attributes. So don't you dare be afraid of being that girl, because you don't have to be that girl. You get to be you, and you get to share, and you get to love, knowing that you are helping so many people with their health, their finances, while changing things for you and your health and your finances. I'm so sorry I talked so long, but I love you.
You did great, Em. I have to, sorry guys. I was alone until right when you stopped, Em. My husband walked out with an Anna wig on, so you guys would appreciate that visual. Okay, let me get to a better spot away from my kiddos. Okay, so I'm kind of gonna touch on what Em was talking about with anxiety and depression, and that's why I'm here. I was 2 months postpartum with our second baby girl when I was just struggling with anxiety at an intense level. I had always dealt with anxiety, but it was something that I just thought was normal. You know, I just thought everyone kind of dealt with this. But I had been on anxiety medication probably 5, 6 years ago, and I never felt any relief from that. And so I was only on that for about a year. But I left my teaching job to be a stay-at-home mama right before we found out I was pregnant with baby number 2. And when I was sitting there nursing her at 2 months postpartum, I just felt at a loss. You know, my husband and I weren't on best terms at that time, just because my mood was just all over the place. And I didn't have social media myself, but we were broke. And so I was on my husband's Facebook shopping for clothes on a consignment shop, and happened to see my friend Brittany continuously post about the connection between gut health and anxiety. And if it were anyone else, I would kind of think kind of what Em was talking about and Jamie mentioned, you know, they're just trying to sell me something, you know, this is just something else on social media. But it was Brittany, my maid of honor, one of my best friends from high school that I would trust with anything. So I reached out one day, and the rest is history. I couldn't afford the products. So Brittany told me that if I shared with 3 people, it would pay for my product. Immediately I thought, my grandma will do this. She's my right-hand man, my best friend in the whole world. She signed up. She was my first ambassador, and she's still going strong today. And then my sister-in-law and friend. And being a part of an MLM in the past, I had never made any money with that MLM. And in fact, I immediately told Brittany, you know, I'm not going to do the business because I'm not interested in it. But once 3 people signed up with me and it paid for more than my products, it paid for my products for the first 2 to 3 months. In 1 month, I was sold, and immediately knew that that was the prayers that God was answering with my husband and I. I mean, we were living on credit cards, having to pay for groceries because we hadn't figured out how to live on one income with me being home. And now this opportunity has replaced my teaching career. So my anxiety not immediately, it was about 2 to 3 months in with when I had a mental breakthrough. It wasn't a quick fix. Immediately, I did notice energy right away. But that's what's cool about these products is they aren't a quick fix. You know, they get to the root of the problem. And if you give it time and consistency, you're going to see results. So I started with the triplex that Jamie mentioned. And then I also started taking the X Factor Plus right away. And that is our multivitamin that is fully methylated. And then my girls also take the multivitamin for kids. And so if you, like me, have any kiddos and have always been in the lookout for a sugar-free vitamin, good luck, because I could never find one. And we found one that has a probiotic in it with Plexus, and the girls have thrived on it, both of them. My oldest was 1 ear infection away from having to have tubes. And that was February of 2019. I started her in April on the multivitamin, and she hasn't had an ear infection since. So, so many great things on the health side. So thank you guys for listening. I'm sorry I'm kind of winded because I was all set in my little spot and then my family interrupted me, but I think I'm going to hand it over to Rachel now.
Hello. All right. So I've met most of you ladies the past couple days. Hi, Carolyn. It's good to see you again. And so I think I don't know if I really gotta talk too much about it. So Jamie has been messaging me a lot about this product, and at first I was like, oh, I don't know, because I've always thought it was kind of a pyramid scheme, and I don't really like those type of things, which I ended up ordering the wrong thing actually, going through her. And so it actually worked out really well. I got the active, and it's so nice, and just using the product just a couple times I've seen a difference in my energy. Normally with caffeine I get really bad headaches and I can't really handle it and I just crash. And then with the active, I just had a wonderful day, no problems, no crash, no headache. It was great. And so that's kind of where I've been with it. And then, so I also have been talking to Carolyn, which has been really nice because, and normally I think I talked about this a little bit. So I got this thing called IC, and it's supposed to be like painful bladder syndrome. And so I only got on the meeting the other day just to support Jamie, and then they asked for questions, and I asked a couple questions about if anybody knew, and Carolyn knew, and she said that the products have helped her so much with it. And so I got my first order yesterday, put it in yesterday, so I'll be getting it this week. Really excited. I'm definitely going to keep you ladies updated on it. And yeah, just thank you for this. I really love the support all of you ladies have with these groups. It's really nice to actually be able to message somebody and ask somebody who can help you out with a lot of things. So it's been really nice. Yeah, all right, I will turn it over to whoever wants to talk because I don't really have too much to say.
I'll grab it. No problem. Thanks, Rach, for sharing. So, the community of women in this company and men in this company was an unexpected blessing. So getting to know these people, some of these women have become closer friends with me in the last 13 months than I have had in the past 29 again years of my life. So I think that, there are things that happen because God has his hand in it. And when Rachel got on, we talked about that. She got on to an event we threw together on Wednesday night because I just wanted to reach out to people and just, tell them about it because I know these products work. And when she said she just got on to support me, and at the end she felt comfortable enough to answer questions, or ask questions, that was kind of what I was hoping for tonight. So I do want to see, does anybody have any questions? If you do, you can unmute yourself and ask. I don't want you to feel like you can't ask questions because no question is a bad question. Or anything that hasn't been addressed. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it as a call to action and say, if you are feeling like this might be something you'd like to learn more about and see if there are some products that would be a good fit for you and your health symptoms, I would encourage you to message Rachel after this, and she will get you in touch with me as a group message. Or if there's somebody's story that you wanted to hear more about, then we can get you in touch with one of them as well. Everything has a 60-day money-back guarantee on these products, and you can get started for $9.95. That is a turnkey business. It's less than $10 to start, and then we can get you into the correct welcome pack. And all of our welcome packs are 10% off. So depending on what your health needs are, the welcome pack does vary. We have a smaller pack and a larger pack. Okay, so we have a load of amazing products that we did not get a chance to discuss, but I wanted to try and respect everyone's time. And if you have questions, please feel free to message in that group thread that Rachel put you into, that you got the Zoom link from, or you can message Rachel directly and she'll get you in touch with me, and I will do my best to answer it for you. Okay? All right. I want to thank you all for showing up tonight. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing your stories. And I really hope that I hear good things from everyone soon. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Bye.